Good morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Government claims vaccination drive still ongoing. Data show youth more vulnerable to second wave of virus. RPP postpones its general convention, urges government to seek international support to fight coronavirus. Coronavirus claims 187 more lives across the country. Number of active cases tops 109,000. Israeli PM vows to continue Gaza strikes. Conflict in the region enters seventh day. And Leicester City wins FA Cup for the first time, defeats Chelsea 1-0 in the final. And now the news in detail. The Ministry of Health and Population has claimed that 2.5 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been given to the people across the country, a report. Deputy spokesperson of the Health Ministry, Dr. Samir Kumar Adhikari, informed that the government's vaccination drive is still on the way. He further said that Nepal has received 3.2 million doses of vaccine so far. According to Dr. Adhikari, Nepal had received 1 million doses of vaccine from India in grant, while the country had purchased an additional 1 million doses of vaccine. Nepal also received 8 million doses of vaccine from China. Meanwhile, more youths have been dying from second wave of coronavirus in Nepal. According to government data, the death toll among the age group of 20 to 40 is quite high. Similarly, fatalities among the age group of 30 to 50 is also increasing, say experts. Likewise, the ministry has urged people not to store oxygen cylinders at home without recommendation from medical practitioners. Issuing a notice yesterday, Dr. Adhikari asked the general public to submit the oxygen cylinders stored at their home to the nearby hospitals or local administration. The Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has postponed its general convention. The general convention was scheduled to be held from June 5. A meeting held yesterday in the presence of RPP Chairman Pashupati Shamsher Rana, Dr. Prakash Chandra Lohani and Kamal Thapa took the decision considering the COVID-19 pandemic. A new date would be announced in appropriate time. The RPP has also demanded the government to garner international support for oxygen, ventilator and essential drugs to combat the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Coronavirus has claimed 187 lives across the country in a single day, a report. The government yesterday confirmed 187 deaths across the country due to coronavirus. With this, the death toll has climbed to 4,856. The Ministry of Health and Population also reported 8,046 new cases of coronavirus across the country. The total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 447,704, while the number of active cases has increased to 109,740. According to the ministry, altogether 333,108 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. Nepal is currently among the top 43 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 33.69 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 24.68 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 163.1 million people across the world and claimed over 3.38 million lives. And now the news from economic front. A total of 560 oxygen cylinders to be used for coronavirus-infected people undergoing treatment in hospitals were airlifted to the capital from Muscat, the capital city of Oman, yesterday. The cylinders were brought with the help of non-resident Nepal's association in coordination with the Nepal's embassy in Muscat. The cylinders were airlifted by an aircraft of the Nepal Airlines Corporation that landed here last evening. Likewise, an aircraft of the NAC flew to Beijing, the capital of China, to bring back oxygen cylinders received in grant from the government of China. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue to respond forcefully to rocket attacks in Gaza as conflict with Palestine enters the seventh day. Israeli airstrikes in Gaza killed at least 3 Palestinians early today, BBC reported, citing health officials. Palestinian militants fired rockets towards Tel Aviv, causing people there to flee to bomb shelters. The international community has called for an end to the escalating conflict. The UN Security Council meeting is set to take place later today to discuss this issue. Since the fighting began last Monday, at least 148 people have been killed in Gaza. Israel has reported 10 deaths, including 2 children. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Yuri Tielemans produced one of the best FA Cup final goals to give Leicester City the trophy of the first time in their history with victory over Chelsea at Wembley. The Belgian settled the closely contested encounter with a spectacular right foot drive that flew beyond Chelsea goalkeeper into the top corner from 25 yards in the 63rd minute. It sent manager Brendan Rodgers racing down the touchline in celebration, although Leicester's fan had to survive a nerve-jangling closing phase before they could celebrate the win in their first final since 1969. The Foxes were indebted to 2 crucial saves from the Greek keeper, who turned former Leicester defender Ben Chilwell's headers. He then produced an even better stop to turn Mason Mount's powerful shot wide. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Government claims vaccination drive still ongoing. Data show youths more vulnerable to second wave of virus. RPP postpones its general convention, urges government to seek international support to fight coronavirus. Coronavirus claims 187 more lives across the country. Number of active cases tops 109,000. Israeli PM vows to continue Gaza strikes. Conflict in the region enters 7th day. And Leicester City wins FA Cup for the first time, defeats Chelsea 1-0 in the final. And that's all from the English news desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website JanataSamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives of the lockdown and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.